The mysterious key. In the heart of a quiet town, where cobblestone streets whispered tales of the past, there was a small bookstore named Timeless Tales. It was owned by an elderly gentleman named Mr. Johnson, who had spent most of his life surrounded by books. The store smelled of old paper, ink, and a hint of cinnamon from the tea he always brewed. Among the bookstore's employees was a young man named Alex. He was in his early 20s, had messy brown hair, and wore glasses that often slipped down his nose when he got lost in a book. He had always been fascinated by mysteries, spending his evenings devouring detective novels. But little did he know that soon he would be living in a mystery of his own. The discovery one rainy evening, as Alex was organizing books in the basement, he noticed a dusty wooden box wedged between some old manuscripts. It was small, with intricate carvings on the top, and most importantly, it was locked. That's strange. What's inside? He wondered, brushing off the dust. He turned it around in his hands, searching for a way to open it, but it wouldn't budge. There was no key in sight. Intrigued, he took the box upstairs and showed it to Mr. Johnson. The old man adjusted his glasses and examined the box carefully. "Ah, this box," he murmured. "I remember seeing it years ago when I bought this store. But no one ever found the key. It has always been a mystery." Alex's curiosity burned brighter. He had read about hidden treasures, ancient secrets, and forgotten stories. Maybe this was one of them, and he was determined to solve it. The search for the key. The next morning, Alex began his search. He checked every drawer, every shelf, even between the pages of old books. But the key was nowhere to be found. Maybe the key isn't in the bookstore at all, he thought. Then he remembered an old library on the other side of town, one that few people visited anymore. It was run by Mrs. Carter, an elderly librarian who knew almost every book and artifact in the town. When Alex showed her the box, her eyes widened. "This symbol," she whispered, tracing the carved design with her fingers. "This belongs to an old secret society. They used to hide important messages inside locked boxes like this one." Alex leaned forward, his heart pounding. "A secret society? Do you know where I can find the key?" Mrs. Carter thought for a moment, then nodded. "There's an antique shop on Oak Street. The owner, Mr. Bennett, collects rare items. If anyone has the key, it's him." The antique shop. Alex wasted no time. He hurried through the town's narrow streets, the autumn wind brushing against his face, until he reached Bennett's Antiques. The shop was filled with old clocks, paintings, and strange objects from different eras. Behind the counter stood Mr. Bennett, a kind-looking man with silver hair and a knowing smile. "I hear you're looking for something special," Mr. Bennett said, his voice warm yet mysterious. Alex explained everything: the bookstore, the box, the secret society. Mr. Bennett listened patiently, then walked to a shelf behind him. He pulled out a small rusty key. "This was found in the bookstore years ago. No one knew what it was for," he said, handing it to Alex. "But I have a feeling it belongs to your box." Alex's fingers trembled as he took the key. Could this really be it? The truth inside the box. That night, Alex sat at his desk, staring at the wooden box under the soft glow of his lamp. He took a deep breath, inserted the key, and turned it. Click. The lock popped open. Slowly, he lifted the lid, his eyes widening as he saw what was inside. An old letter, folded neatly, and a small golden coin. The letter was written in elegant, cursive handwriting. Alex unfolded it carefully and began to read. To the one who finds this, remember, knowledge is the greatest treasure of all. Stories, history, wisdom, they are more valuable than gold. Pass them on and keep the past alive. Alex exhaled, a slow smile spreading across his face. He didn't find jewels or hidden riches, but he had found something far greater, a reminder that books, knowledge, and history were the true treasures of life. And from that day on, he made it his mission to share stories with the world, just as someone had once hidden a story for him to find.